and coming right this morning. And I can see that you want this action. Tired of making love. You want this magic. That is way too hectic. Way too reckless. And I'ma give it to you. Cause girl, unexpected. She don't wanna be fucked. She don't wanna be fucked. She don't wanna quickie. Like bite marks, like scratches and like hickeys. She said if I can't provide, baby, come get with me. She just wanna be fucked. She just wanna be fucked. She wanna be licked into the kitchen to fix me some good shit. I'll have you addicted. So mommy, come get this. Welcome to the Intercourse Show. I'm your host, Mr. B. Today we have a very exciting show for you. We started off on good vibes, of course. So shout out to my man Chris Eccles. That's a song from a joint collaboration album he did. It's a really good little clip, you know what I mean, to kind of get the day started. Anyhow, we're talking relationships with our boy, the godfather of relationships. We're going to call Kevin Samuels exactly that. Rest in peace to the late, great Kevin Samuels. We are approaching a show where he speaks to an older 53-year-old modern woman who says she's never really prioritized a man in her life, and she's trying to make it seem like that's a good thing, as she calls into his show asking for advice on how to deal with a man. That being said, I ask that you tune in and we'll react as we go accordingly. So let's jump into it.
Hello. Hi. What do you got for me? Yes. 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 Beauty matters to men. I mean, due respect, would you want a man who's unemployed? Okay.
God bless. Have a good morning. Jesus, you couldn't pick a different building? People work here.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry? You know what would actually help? Getting a job instead of drinking the money people give you.
Okay. At 53, though, you have a degree. Okay. And then what? Are you married? Any children? So in order to have a kid, you had to have a man at one time. Okay. All right. You're 53. You never really prioritized men. I never really thought about, well, no, let me finish. At 53,
okay, go ahead.
You got a degree and you have how old was your daughter?
My daughter's 36.
36. So you had a daughter at 17. So in 53 years, it's never really been on your list to be a man's wife.
I wouldn't say it wasn't on the list. I would say that initially it was just about me being able to take care of my daughter because I was a teenage mom. So I went straight to school.
So it's easy to do that by yourself?
Yeah. I was 17 on my own by myself.
Okay.
So it was just all about taking care of her.
Listen, that doesn't even make sense. It's easy to take care of a child with multiple incomes and more money.
Yes, but if the man doesn't want to be there, I can't make him be there.
Now that's a different thing. See, this is what happens with far too many of our sisters. You see, it's an extreme responses. I got pregnant early and had a child early. Fine. But you are a smart woman and you know it's easier to run through life with two people to cover and look over a child and two incomes.
True.
But in our community, women are told to just do what you do and don't worry about a man. And that's what you end up getting. To where when your child is going out of life, you don't have a man or no experience in dealing with or working with men. This is why this whole die alone thing hits so hard, because it's a reflection of reality. So what do you want now?
Well, now I'm looking for a more committed, serious relationship.
Spiritual relationship?
Committed. No, I just said committed. Not,
okay.
Yeah, just a committed relationship.
When was your last relationship?
A long time ago.
I don't know what that means.
Over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago. What state do you live in?
I'm in Illinois, Chicago.
So I'm sorry, man. I know black men exist in Chicago. There's absolutely no reason to not. These things don't make sense to me. What my question I'm really trying to grasp for is, why do you want a man at 53 and you didn't try to get one before now?
But I did try. So
okay, but you got one to make a baby. Cool.
Yes.
But between that and now, what I'm going to say may sting a little bit. Okay. In the second largest city or the third largest city in the United States with such a black population, do you make room for the fact that maybe you didn't try hard enough?
Yes, I do I make a lot of room for I didn't try.
All right then. So there, and that's my point. It's not a priority. So if you haven't had a relationship in 10 plus years, if that was a muscle, it would have atrophied. And I don't know how you ladies expect to go out after 40 or 50 when you have a track record of not dealing with relationships and get one.
I agree. Like I will tell you that until a couple of weeks ago, I never even thought about the fact about I just thought you just go out and date and you'll find someone. And that's just honest to God truth.
So that's what I said at the beginning. In our community, women have been told and taught not to prioritize men. And that's what ends up happening.
But Kevin, I'm going to say, it's not that I don't I respect black men. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about them in general. So it's not that for me, I think I prioritize.
Prioritize means this. This is what prioritize means. Life is incomplete without a man. Let me just put it right on the rug. Prioritize meaning my life is incomplete without a man. Because are you Christian or not? It doesn't matter. I am. Are you a practicing Christian?
I am. Yes.
Then you understand that as a Christian, a woman's purpose on the planet is to be a man's helpmeet.
Yes.
You're not walking in the ultimate part of your existence. So this is why I'm saying prioritizing, meaning that I need a man as much as I need a job, as much as I need a house, as much as I need food. And that sounds blasphemous to a lot of women. And I'm going to tell you, the women it sounds blasphemous to are likely to be the ones who end up dying alone, because men are not going to just be bolt-ons or add-ons or just, well, I've done everything in life now. I've done everything now. Now I'm at my latter years. Let me just find somebody to sit here with now. That ain't how men want to be picked. It's like, well, I've done everything now. Come on. Like, well, shit. You gotta be like, well, why do I want that? That's why older guys tend to be dating younger women, because there's still some magic left or something to do. That's what I meant about prioritizing. Men were not a priority.
I would agree. Men were not.
All right. Well, what would you tell the younger women, seeing as though women tend to say, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What would you tell the younger women?
I would say that family is important.
What does that mean?
And that should be.
What does family mean?
Family to me means a husband, a wife, and if you want children. And so you get married, you have children, and it should be a priority. It's important. And I also would say that not to just give up. I do think that
So is your daughter married?
She is not, and I feel really bad about
How
that
old
too.
does she have any children?
She has one daughter. She has one daughter, and I feel bad because she's
Where's
really.
and where's the child's father?
He's nowhere in the picture. He just
see this
didn't
is
want
and
to
this
be around.
okay, and this is what I need ladies in the audience to hear. You may not like my approach, my delivery, but we can't like these results. We can't like these results. Young mother ends up having a daughter who becomes a single mother. We can't like these. And when we say family in the Black community, what family means now is a woman and kids.
Right.
When it used to mean a husband, a wife, and 2 or more children.
Right.
We got to start with the basics. And you ladies need to start screaming this stuff. Women in my generation need to start screaming this stuff to younger women, whether you're related to them or not, whether you know it or not. When you hear them talking about something, I don't need no man. You need to stop in traffic, back up, put your car in park, knock on their window and say, don't do that. Instead of just throw your hands up and say, well, I don't know. It ain't my business. Because it becomes a cultural condition, and women are the transmitters of culture in any race. Thanks for being honest, though. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good 2021. Look, lady. Yeah, Lillian, join the catch thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. You're back again. Sure, why not? Let's do it. You don't take your thumb off the camera, ma'am. You came back over. You're a YouTuber. Take your thumb off the camera if you want to get on and unmute yourself. Not you, Leslie. But I'll let you, Leslie, your audio is not connected. CCTV, take your thumb off the camera, or I'm going to just go ahead and boot you off. Put the camera where you can be seen. If you want to speak to me, or I'm going to boot you off, then you got to go. Actually, well, I'll do this for the audience. Let's do it. Hey, Leslie, your audio is not connected. So let's do this real quick. Come on, Big Shirley.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs.
What you got, Big Shirley?
Turkeys, rabbits, you name it.
What you got for me? Well, you're not you got your finger wagging and you're not following what I'm asking you to do. So how am I to know? All right? What you got?
You, I really did.
I just want to know. I mean, seriously, what do you think my intention is on this channel, or we're doing these broadcasts?
I am learning.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was to down women. I can't really give you an honest, strong answer, so I don't want to just blabber.
All right. Well, my video catalog is out there, and if you watch at least 3 of my videos from front to back, especially the interview portions, I think the picture will become pretty clear. I'm not here to hurt. So thank you for calling back and apologizing. I got you on, Leslie. Appreciate it. Now take that facial cream off now.
Bye.
Bye. All right. I mean, see, hey, Leslie, let's get on over to you. Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Mr. Sanders. How are you?
I am good. What you got for me?
I just wanted to comment on the rating situation.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's coming to people.
Yeah, you got YouTube playing in the background.
Oh, I know. Let me see if I can take it off. I apologize.
Yeah, you got to mute that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just commenting on it. I really appreciate the topic right now. I was kind of taken back about the rating because me being a female, and we rate ourselves, but we don't really be vocal about it. And I guess I'm just more of realizing how men are thinking, because I was married. I got a divorce because he was abusive, and I have 2 boys out of that marriage, and I'm just getting back into the dating scene. And it's just mind-boggling how men are thinking, because I guess I never thought how men was thinking, if that makes sense. So
you have any sons?
I have 2 boys, yes, from my marriage.
Okay, so what age are they?
One is 16 and one is 13.
If you're ever in doubt, ask yourself, what would you want to see? What kind of woman would you want to see come through the door talk about being your son's wife and your daughter-in-law?
Makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because the man you dating is somebody's son, and you be somebody's daughter-in-law.
Yeah. This dating scene is difficult now after this divorce. So, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the crowd, but we can still get through it. All right, I'm gonna get through the rest of this because this is late. Appreciate it. I got Miss Leslie Wynn. Leslie.
Hi, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I am good.
So I love your show. I can't believe I'm on it right now. I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. It's just you and me.
Okay. I wanted to get your honest ranking of me, because I feel like a lot of women maybe are not self-aware, and I didn't want to be one of those. So I wanted your honest ranking so I can be self-aware of myself.
I'm not ranking tonight.
Okay.
Not ranking tonight, but how did you find my channel, by the way?
I think it was through the Roommates podcast. I watched them, and then I happened to see you, and I just watch a bunch of your stuff.
I'm going to probably do a special show on Saturday night for rankings, because I need to do that as a standalone show. But understand, ladies, when I do the rankings, you're going to have to be on camera. But at just quick brush, I would say adjustable 6, leaning closer to 8.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
Okay.
All right. Call back on the show on that day. And to the woman who I didn't rank, I try not to do that because I can't put people on camera. So, and let me think. Yeah, to the 2 women that I didn't rank, if you call back, I'll do yours first on Saturday. Man, Asian women are coming out of the woodwork these days. Rose. Hello, Rose. Can you unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hi, how are you? What you got for me?
No, I just got in here and I thought you were doing rankings, but I can.
Yeah. What's up, girl?
Oh my god! But I can come back on Saturday. I thought you were doing rankings today.
Come on back on. No, come back on Saturday. At a glance, 8. Come back on Saturday. At a glance, I can't. Man, I'm only at a glance, but 8. Come back on Saturday.
Okay.
I'll explain it. She came through with the voice. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm like, oh shit. She came through with the bedroom voice. She came through with the bedroom voice. I need to learn how to work that voice, ladies. There are women who will teach you guys how to work your voice, your eyes, your neck motions. Janice, what'd you think? Janice?
Kevin, I'm so excited to talk to you. I've been watching from the cloud for a long time. You're a very good-looking man, definitely high value.
Thank you, Janice. She was kind of cute. All right, so we're getting close to midnight, ladies. I gotta shut the shows down by midnight. Bubbly Bubbles, what's going on? Here's the thing. If you have anything that is a must answer question, what you do in the participant side, in the waiting room, raise your hand. If there's a hot burning question, disagreement, I will take 3 more people or the next 3 in line. Here's your chance to compete because there's too many to go through. No, people are like, you're losing your mind. Oh, well, I didn't do it. All right. Well, nobody's raising their hand. I'm going to hell, man. I'm going to hell. I'm going straight to hell. With gasoline draws, I'm going to hell. But that's going to be fun. All right. So here's the thing. As it stands right now, ladies, the rankings are not meant to make women feel subconscious. It's to give you an idea. It's actually to help, because if you actually take it and make it a car, I know it sounds antiseptic, but if you take it and make it a car, you're trying to sell your product, which is you, on the market, which is men. And the thing is, what makes a happy transaction is when the seller gets fair market value for what they're selling and the buyer gets a good product. And that's what makes a good transaction. Ask yourself, are you offering a good deal? This is why men go out and increase and improve, because they know women want resources and this and that. So men are, especially the kind of men that women say they want, are trying to make themselves the best version of themselves for themselves. But by extension, ladies, you get a better deal. This high value man, productive, competitive, successful thing is still going. But this year, it's going to be about increasing and improving. High value women, high value men is a very static concept. You're either in, nearby, or on your way. But we need to work on the increase and improve the people who are within striking distance, the men and the women. But here's the reality, ladies, this year, please, please, please prioritize as fit as you can get, as pretty as possible, and that girly girl power. Please prioritize that. I don't see a downside in becoming doing any of those things in addition to your college degree.
I'm a PhD.
It makes me want to sit around because I'm going to tell you, I know somebody who has a PhD. She's a doctor and has a dog, and she's fine. She's in shape, and she's one of those kind of people you like to be up under. It's not as though these things cannot exist all at one time.
So in this clip, we've got a 53-year-old woman who calls in explaining that throughout most of her life, she focused heavily on education, independence, and personal achievement. She mentions having a degree, building her life, and never really prioritizing having a man or building a long-term relationship. But now at 53, she says she wants companionship and is struggling to find the kind of relationship she's looking for. And Kevin immediately starts asking deeper questions. Not to insult her, but to understand the mindset behind those choices. Because this conversation quickly becomes less about dating and more about life priorities and timing.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business.
Kevin asks her what she spent most of her younger years pursuing. Career, education, freedom, lifestyle. And as she explains her journey, Kevin points out something important. Every major life choice comes with trade-offs, and that's the core of the conversation. Because when you spend decades prioritizing one area of life, other areas can naturally take a back seat. That's true for relationships, family, career, everything. Then Kevin shifts into something deeper, the reality of the dating market at different stages of life. Because at 53, the dating landscape is different than it is at 25 or 30. People's priorities change, options change, expectations change. And Kevin makes it clear that sometimes people underestimate how much timing matters when it comes to relationships and family building. Then comes the accountability piece, because instead of blaming men or society, Kevin keeps bringing the conversation back to personal decisions. Not in a cruel way, but in an honest way. You made choices based on what mattered to you at the time. Now you have to honestly evaluate the outcomes of those choices, and that's a difficult conversation for a lot of people to have. Then he touches on self-awareness, because there's nothing wrong with focusing on career or independence, But problems start when people assume they can delay relationships indefinitely without consequences or changes in the dating market. And Kevin pushes that point hard throughout the clip. Then comes the emotional part of the conversation, because you can tell there's some regret there. Not necessarily regret about education or success, but regret about not balancing those goals with building meaningful relationships earlier in life. And honestly, that's what makes this discussion hit deeper than just a typical dating debate. At the end of the day, this clip is about choices, priorities, and understanding that life is built on trade-offs. You can pursue career, success, and independence, but relationships also require time, effort, and intentionality. Today.
Okay. So there you have it. Shout out to my man who, at Pearl Media, who did his take on that particular video. I thought it was a really good summary of the video itself. It does talk about what our priorities are in life, right? Sometimes what I find in terms of the conversation about relationship is that people put off the things that are most meaningful. In the Bible, it says, work for food that don't spoil, right? Don't necessarily work for the food that spoils. What does that mean? Too often we prioritize our careers, we prioritize certain life experiences, accolades, things that are menial, to be honest with you, because when you go to your deathbed, none of that stuff matter. You can't take any of those things you accumulated in life with you. Your titles don't mean anything. None of it means anything when you have to go on. But the impact you actually left on people's lives means something. So God tries to inform us that it's best for you to work on making sure you left a good impact and a good impression on people and on, in your relationships. So that's why I think it's so prioritized in God's word that our goal is to treat each other well, is to treat each other right. So if you live life and you never really had any meaningful relationships, or you never really mastered that particular area of life, which is just to, have an impactful relationship with someone that meant something to you, then I think there's a part of life you missed. And a lot of times in marriage and in relationship, it's meant to be a dying of yourself. It's meant to be a legacy builder. It's meant to be able to leave behind a generation that is essentially better off due to the relationships that you establish. Now, when you have relationships that were never really established, and then you create a situation where it's one person just raising the family, then I think part of the lessons we were supposed to learn about relating to each other is missed, because you never got the experience that I believe God wanted you to have in terms of compromising with someone else, dying to yourself, being, loving, and overcoming those challenges that makes it harder to relate to each other. I think those are things that God looks at and that he rewards you for, is when you demonstrate that there was a part of you that was willing to submit, or there was a part of you that was willing to lead, or there was a part of you that was willing to die to yourself. And a lot of times when we prioritize our own selfish interest, right, sometimes we miss the whole point. And so what I think this young lady was experiencing at 53 is maybe a little bit of regret that maybe she didn't put more effort into building stronger relationships. You heard that when she talked about her daughter, who unfortunately found herself in a similar situation as her. So what she ended up modeling for her daughter, probably inadvertently, was how not to be in a relationship, how to be single and doing it alone. And you hear some regret in her voice, meaning she wasn't necessarily the best example for her daughter in that particular area. And I think as a whole, the generation before us is supposed to be able to teach us something. And there are a lot of younger women who didn't have certain things modeled for them. And so therefore they're a product of their environment that they grew in. So, for her daughter, who's never seen her mother submitted to a man, why would she feel the need to be submitted to a man? So naturally that cycle continues. It goes from one single mother household to another single mother household because there's never been a model that showed how for that particular family to create avenues for both parties to be present. And I think that's where we can get some lessons, right? For the people watching the show, relationships are hard. I'll be one of the first ones to tell you. But I think it's also important for us to make room for other people in our lives. The Bible says make room for the faults of others, which means there is no perfect situation. There is no perfect man. There is no perfect woman. So you have to be able to compromise with each other's imperfections. And when you can do that and still live amicably, despite the fact that you guys may have fundamental differences, that is very telling of the character you have. And I think that ends up giving some bigger rewards in the long run. So for me, I don't know that I heard a woman who was proud of the fact that she didn't have a meaningful relationship at this stage of her life. It sounded like I heard a woman who maybe had some regrets about not doing more to be, in a position where she's sharing her life with someone in the later parts of her life. So the lesson here for those listening who care to learn maybe from this lady's mistake is be intentional about your relationships. Put the work in to make sure that you sustain and protect the good relationships that you have and find a way to work together. That's my take on this particular show. I thank you guys for joining me here at the Intercourse Show. I ask that you like and subscribe and stay connected if you're not already connected to the show. But I also ask that you weigh in and leave your comments. Maybe I missed something. Maybe there were some things that could have been added to what I said, or maybe you have a different point of view that hasn't been brought up. I definitely invite you to leave your comments in the comment section and to share the video so that we can get the conversation started. I think the ultimate goal is to ensure that, there's meaningful relationships, especially in our community, because we've already seen the movie of the single family household, the single parent household. And the outcome of that statistics wise is a high, incarceration rate. There's a lot of young women, not really having a proper guidance in terms of choosing the right men and a continuing cycle. And in the end, who wins out of that? No one, right? So if we're going to improve things, we got to do things differently. So hopefully you guys get something from this. And I thank you again for joining me. All right, guys, be well until we speak again. God bless.